Hello friends, good morning. Welcome to ASTRA 2022 program presented by Akka IAS Academy. In this particular video, I'll be dealing with the questions based upon data sufficiency. Okay, so let's begin. So the first question is, if x and y are integers, is x by y an integer? So the question is x by y an integer? So what are integers? So positive and negative numbers, those are whole numbers. Okay, the whole numbers are known as integer, not fractions or decimals. Okay, see here, the question is given that x and y are integers and it is asking to find whether x by y is an integer here. Okay, two statements have been given here, x equals 5 and y equals x here. Okay, and four statements are given. Only statement 1 alone is sufficient to answer the question. The statement 2 alone is sufficient to answer the question. Both statements together are needed to answer the question. If either the statement by itself is sufficient to answer the question here. Okay, see in the next page I'll be dealing with this problem here. So the first statement is x equals 5 and the second statement is y is equals to x here. Okay, two statements have been given here and they are asking to find whether x by y is an integer. Okay, this is the question here. Okay, so see friends, here when you read the first statement, it doesn't speak anything about y here. Okay, but the question is asking x by y is an integer, so statement 1 alone is not sufficient. Okay, this is the first step you will be getting here. Okay, then now you think of the statement 1 and 2, if at all both are together are sufficient to answer the question. Okay, see here, what is the statement 1 is x equals 5 and y equals x. Okay, at the first instance you will notice that both the statements are needed to answer this question here. Okay, if at all you get this such kind of thought process, then you are following into trap friends. See, understand here. Okay, what is the trap here? Look at the statement 2, because if at all any non-zero integer, okay, any non-zero integer, if at all it is divided by itself, then the answer is 1. Okay, and 1 is an integer, you know friends. Here see here, y equals x they have given here, so y equals x means the x value is 5 here, so y is 5 here. Okay, what I told is if at all any non-zero integer, okay, non-zero integer means 1 2 3, it goes on like this. Okay, if at all any non-zero integer is divided by itself, that is means 1 upon 1 or 2 upon 2, okay, then the answer will be 1 only, and 1 is an integer friends. Yes or no? When you analyze this problem in this method, then you will get that only statement 2 alone is sufficient to answer the question here. Okay, y equals x they are given here, so statement 2 alone can be sufficient to answer this question, whether that x by y is an integer or not. Okay, so friends, option B is the right answer for this question here. Okay, so you got the trap right, where actually the tricky part is, if at all when you consider it at the first instance x equals 5, this alone is not sufficient to answer the question whether x by y is an integer or not here. Okay, then you will examine y equals x. Okay, then you will assume that both the statement x equals 5 and y equals x both are needed to answer this question. If at all you think like that, it is a trap friends. Okay, you need to examine the both the statements individually, then arrive to the answer here. Okay, so moving on to the next question. What is the first term in the series S? Okay, some series is there. Okay, some series of numbers are there and the question is asking what is the first term here. Okay, the first statement says that the third term of S is 4 here. Okay, so the first, second and third term is 4 here. The second term of S is 3 times the first and the third term is 4 times the second here. Okay, see here friends, actually the second statement reads that the second term of S is 3 times the first. If at all I assume the first term be number 1, then it is telling that the second term of the series S is 3 times the first, so then second term will be 3 here. Okay, and the third time is 4 times the second here. 4 times the second means the second term is 3 here, and 4 times the second means 4 into 3, that will be 12 here. Okay, when you get to this answer, you will assume that statement 2 alone is sufficient to answer the question here, because they are asking the first term. What is the first term here? Okay, see here friends, actually what is the trap here is, you are assuming first term as 1 here, okay, the first term as number 1 here. If at all you assume number 2, see here, if at all you assume number 2, then the second term will be 3 times the first, so 3 2s are 6 here, okay, and the third term will be 4 times the second, so 6 4s are 24, okay. See here, exactly you will not be able to tell which term is the first, which is the number in the first term here, okay. There will be multiple options here, friends, if at all you consider the statement 2 alone. See here, when you considered both the statements, then see here, statement 1 and statement 2. Statement 1 reads that the third term is 4, my dear friends, okay, and the statement 2 tells that this third term is 4 times the second here, okay, 4 times the second term. So obviously it will be number 1, because 1 into 4 will be 4 here, okay. The second term will be number 1 here, friends, okay. And the statement 2 also reads that the second term of S is 3 times the first here, okay. So there is number, let us assume that the first number be X here, so X into 3 I'll be getting here as 1 here. So what is X here, friends? Obviously it will be 1 upon 3. So the 3 statements what I got here is, the 3 terms I got here is 1 by 3 is the first term, second term is 1, and the third term is 4 here, okay. How I got this 1 by 3, 1 and 4? Using both the statement, my dear friends, okay. Hence you need to analyze very carefully. There's a trap, these kind of questions are trap, my dear friends, okay. You need to analyze individually each statements and you need to come to the conclusion here, friends, okay. So the answer will be, both statements together are needed to answer the question, but neither the statement alone is not sufficient. Option C is the right answer, friends, okay. Moving on to the next question. The third question reads, what is the area of a circle here, okay. They are asking what is the area of a circle, and two statements what they have given are, circumference is 24 pi, so this is 24 pi, my dear friends, okay. The diameter of the circle is 24, okay, d is 24, okay, and they are asking to find what is the area of a circle. So we know the formula, right, for circle is, area of a circle is pi r square. If at all we need to find out the area of a circle, what is the formula? It is pi r square, okay. See here, when we consider the circumference is 24 pi, the circumference formula is 2 pi r. Circumference formula is 2 pi r here, okay, and it is given that circumference is 24 pi here, okay. Then obviously we can find out the pi, not pi, we can find out the radius here. So statement 1 is sufficient to answer the question to find the area of a circle, and the statement 2 is diameter of a circle is 24 here, okay. If at all diameter d is 24, then radius will be obviously 12 here, because radius is half of the diameter. Then statement 2 alone is sufficient to answer the question, my dear friends, okay. So hence this option D, if either statement by itself is sufficient to answer the question, will be the right answer, my dear friends, okay. We alone statement 1 and alone statement 2 is sufficient to answer the question, okay. Then option D is the right answer here, friends, okay. Moving on to the next question. The fourth question is, if the ratio of brown cars to blue cars, okay, the ratio of brown cars to blue cars in a certain parking lot is 2 by 3, okay. So brown to blue cars, the ratio is 2 upon 3 here, okay. They have given 2 upon 3. How many brown cars are there in the lot here, okay. The first statement tells that there are 15 blue cars in a lot here, okay. See here, using the first statement I'll try to solve the question, my dear friends, okay. See here, there are 15 blue cars they have given, and the ratio brown to blue is 2 upon 3 here, okay. So we need to find the brown cars here. So brown cars will be equals to 2 into blue cars upon 3 here, okay. So we know that blue cars are 15, right. So 2 into 15, that is 30, 30 divided by 3, the answer will be 10 here. So we got the answer, brown cars will be 10 here, using statement 1 alone here, okay. So statement 2 also we need to check here, friends, okay. There are 25 cars in total they are given. There are 25 cars in total here, okay. And we know that brown to blue ratio is 2 upon 3 here. Okay, that is 25 in the total means brown car plus blue cars will be 25, my dear friends. Yes or no? See friends, actually by this ratio we can convert it here, right? So brown car plus blue car will be 3 by 2 brown cars will be 25 here. Okay, so brown car plus 3 by 2 brown car means we can take this as x here friends. Okay, so x plus 3 by 2 x, that will be equals to 25 here. Okay, so LCM will be 2 here, so 2x plus 3x, that will be equals to 25. So 5x will be equals to 50, so x will be 10 here, my dear friends. Okay, so statement 2 alone is also sufficient to answer the question here. Okay, hence statement 1 and statement 2 alone are sufficient to answer the question. The question is how many brown cars are there. Okay, hence option D, if either statement by itself is sufficient to answer the question, this will be right, my dear friends. Okay, moving on to the next question. So the question reads, is the 2-digit number odd? Okay, there's a number, assume that x and y is a number, so is this odd? That is the question here. Okay, so what is the statement 1? It's saying sum of the digits is even. Okay, sum of the digits is even. Let's take an example friends here. Okay, if at all the 2-digit number is to be odd, see here, these are the possibilities, right? It's 11, 23 or 35. Okay, see here, all the unit plates digits will be odd here, my friends. Okay, so 35 or 47 or 59, these are the odd numbers, right? Okay, so the sum of the digits is even, so 11 1 and 1 will be 2 here, so this condition is satisfied. 2 and 3 will be 5 here, so this is not here, this is not even, 5 is not even, 5 is odd here, so this condition doesn't satisfy here. And 35, the condition satisfies, the sum is odd, sum is even here, 8. Okay, so let's check the other statement also. The number when multiplied by 2 fetches an even number. Okay, so let the number be 11 here. Okay, multiplied 2 by 2 means 22, so even here. And 23 is the another odd number, so into 2 means 46, again even number. See here friends, actually when you do this calculation, one thing you are missing here. So what you are missing here means, sum is the 2-digit number odd. Okay, this is the question here, is the 2-digit number odd? Okay, it can be even also, right? That number can also be even. The question is asking, there's a 2-digit number x and y, is this odd or even? Okay, that is the implied meaning of this question here. Okay, see here friends, we only checked for the odd cases here, say 11, 23, odd cases we have been checking here. Okay, even cases also leads to the same result. Yes or no? So yes or no friends? For example, say 22, yes or no, the sum will be 4, and when you multiplied it by 2, that will be 44 here. Yes or no? Say again 26, 6 plus 2 will be 8 here. When you multiply it by 2, 6 2 is a 12, 2 2 is a 4, 5. Okay, see here, yes or no? Say let's take one more example, say for example 40. Yes or no? 4 plus 0, that is 4 here, and 40 into 2, that will be 80 here. So both the statement friends, my dear friends, both the statements are not sufficient to tell that whether that number will be odd or even. Okay, hence the option D will be the right answer here. You understood the concept, I guess, my friends. Okay, see the condition what it states, statement 1, the sum of digits is even, it holds good for both even as well as odd numbers here. Okay, and the number when multiplied by 2 fetches an even number, it holds good for even as well as odd numbers here. Hence we cannot determine with using both the statements individually or when clubbed together whether the 2-digit number is odd, my friends here. Hence option D is the right answer here. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Consider two statements S1 and S2 followed by a question. So what is the S1 here? P and Q both are prime numbers. Okay, there are two numbers P and Q, both are prime numbers. Okay, and statement 2 is P plus Q is an odd integer. So when you add up these two numbers, the result is odd integer, my dear friends here. Okay, so let us examine the first statement. So P and Q are prime numbers. So what are prime numbers? It may be 1, okay, or 3 These are the prime numbers, right? 2 also is a prime number, okay, and 7 is also a prime number. So these are the prime numbers, right? So what is the question saying? Is p q an odd integer here? Okay, let us examine the condition here. If at all p is equals to 1 and q equals to 2, the resultant will be 2, which is even, not odd here. Okay, and if at all p will be 3 and q will be 7, the resultant will be odd here. Okay, so both the cases are possible, both even and odd, both the cases are possible when you are considering only first statement, if p and q both are prime numbers. Okay, and what is the statement 2 says? P plus q is an odd integer. Okay, p plus q is an odd integer. See my friends, when you look at closely, in the first statement it tells that p and q both are prime numbers. Okay, and in the second statement it tells that p plus q is an odd integer here. Okay, see, p and q, they are telling that they are numbers here. Okay, not an integer here, because p and q can also be decimal here, yes or no? They also can be fractions, yes or no? Hence statement 2 alone is not sufficient to answer the question here. Okay, statement 1 alone is also not sufficient, and statement 2 alone is not sufficient. If at all, when we club statement 1 and statement 2, let us examine now. See, the statement tells that p and q, the first statement tells that p and q both are prime numbers. Okay, so it can be 1 and 3, or 1 and 2, or 3 and 7. In the above case we have considered, right? See friends, when you multiply these numbers, the resultant will be 1 into 3 will be 3 here, and 1 into 2 will be 2 here, and 7 into 3 will be 21 here. Okay, this is the first statement here. Okay, and what does the second statement says? P plus q will be odd here. Okay, so what are the cases odd here? These are the cases where you get odd result here. Okay, when you add p plus q, you will be getting odd here. Okay, so what are the numbers? 1 and 3 we had considered, and 3 and 7 we had considered here. Okay, 1 and 3 and 3 and 7 we had considered here. So what does the statement 1 reads again here? P and q, and so what is the question is p into q an odd integer here? Okay, is p into q an odd integer? So 1 into 3 and 3 into 7 is a 21 here. Okay, hence when we club both the statements, that is statement 1 and statement 2, we can tell that the resultant will be odd here. The question reads that is pq an odd integer? Pq means p into q an odd integer. Yes, p into q is an odd integer. When we club both the cases, statement 1 and statement 2, then only we'll be getting that p into q is an odd integer, my dear friends. Hence option D will be the right answer here. Both S1 and S2 are necessary to answer the question here. Option D is the right answer here. So moving on to the next question. Among 5 friends, P, Q, R, S and T, each studying in a different standard, that is 3rd standard, 4th standard, 5th standard, 6th standard and 8th standard here. Okay, in which standard does R study? This is the question. We need to find the in which standard does R study here. Okay, what does the statement says? Q studies in a standard, Q studies in a standard which is an odd number. That means he might be studying in 3rd standard or 5th standard. Okay, so Q studies in either 3rd standard or 5th standard. R is Q senior. Okay, so R is Q senior means he must be above 3rd standard and 5th standard. Okay, 3rd standard or 5th standard, but does not study in 8th standard. Okay, so hence obviously he will be in 4th standard or else 6th standard. Okay, R will be in either of 4th standard or 6th standard. So statement 1 tells that R will be 4th or 6th. In which standard does R study? So according to statement 1, we can assume that R will be studying in 4th standard or 6th standard. We cannot tell precisely, my friends. Okay, so from statement 2, only 3 students are senior to P. Okay, so P will be there and 3 students are senior to P here. They might be either Q or R or S or T. Amongst this, only 3 people are senior to P here. Okay, so only 3 students are senior to P. Amongst these 4 students, 3 are senior to P. That means one student will be junior to P. Okay, amongst this one student will be junior to P. So Q is senior to P. Okay, Q is senior to P but junior to R. This can also be written like this. See here friends, P, there are only 3 seniors and 1 junior. Okay, and Q is senior to P, so Q might be here and Q might be here and Q might be here. Okay, Q is senior to P but junior to R. Okay, R might be here and here then. Okay, if at all we can erase Q here. Okay, see here, when you take statement 2 alone you cannot answer the question here. Okay, we will club statement 1 and statement 2 here. Okay, what does the statement 1 says? Q shall be in either 3 or 5, 5th standard, and R shall be in 4th or 6th standard. And second statement says that Q is junior to R here. Okay, Q is junior to R means obviously if at all Q is 5, R will be 6th only here. Yes or no? If at all Q is 3, R shall be 4th only. Yes or no? When you consider these two conditions, my dear friends, the statement 2 exactly states that Q is junior to R. Okay, then the probable option is, the most probable only option will be Q will be in 5th standard and R will be in 6th standard. Okay, we got R will be in 6th standard when we are combining statement 1 and statement 2, my dear friends. Hence option 3 is the right answer here. Only 1 and 2 are sufficient to answer the question here. Okay friends, so moving on to the next question. How many pen does A has? Okay, how many pen does A has? This is the question here. So the first statement tells that A has 12 pens less than what B has. If at all B has X pen, then A will be having X minus 12 pens. Okay, but we didn't get the figure here. Okay, see here, statement 1 it is. Statement 1. Now then the statement 2 is C has 18 pens more than what B has. Okay, C will be having 18 pens more than what is B is having. So B will be having X here. Okay, so when we consider statement 2 alone, it is not sufficient to answer the question how many pens does A has. Okay, when we club both two statements, A is equals to X minus 12 we got, and C will be equals to X plus 18 we got here. Okay, then also it is not sufficient, my dear friends, here to answer the question that how many pens does A has. Okay, the statement 3, D has 8 pens. Okay, D will be, this is statement 3, D will be having 8 pens which are 40% less than what B has. Okay, so this 8 is actually 40% less, means minus than what B has. B will be having X here, so X minus 40% here. Okay, when we take statement 3 alone, it is not sufficient to answer the question, my dear friends. Okay, see here, then we will club the equations here. So what we got here, A will be X minus 12 here. Okay, and see friends, when you take the third statement here, when you take the third statement, it is telling that D is having 8 pens here. Okay, D is having 8 pens, and this 8 is actually 40% less than B here, what B has. Okay, so what minus 40% of that X is 8 here. Okay, if at all we consider this as X minus 40% of X will be 8 here, means see here, we can calculate this here like this friends. Okay, see here, 8 into 100 divided by 40. Okay, how it goes here, see 1010 cancels, and 4 1 times and 4 2 times, so 2 into 10 will be 20 here, so X will be 20 here. Okay, so this X we calculated here, right? A will be X minus 12 here. Okay, so X will be 20 minus 12 will be 8 here. Okay, so A will be having 8 pens. Okay, A will be having 8 pens. So how this we got here, by considering statement 1 and statement 3 together we got the answer, my dear friends. Okay, so while marking you also need to take cautions here friends. See, option C is 1 or 3. Okay, and option D is 1 and 3 here. Okay, so we are considering 1 and 3 statement together, then option D will be here. Okay, if at all you worked out all these problems and by mistakenly you mark the option as 1 or 3, with an oversight, then your effort goes in vain, my dear friends. Okay, this caution you need to take. Okay, option D is the right answer here, my dear friends. So moving on to the next question. So the passage here reads, law is found in all modern societies and is usually regarded as the bedrock of civilized existence. But what distinguishes law from other social rules, and in what sense does law operate at an international level or even globalized level? Is there such a thing as international law? In the case of domestic law, it is relatively easy to identify a series of distinguishing characteristics. First, law is made by government and so applies throughout the society. Not only does this mean that law reflects the will of the state and therefore takes precedence over all other norms and social rules, but it also gives domestic law universal jurisdiction within a particular political society. Second, okay, this is the first case where law is dealt in domestic level, that is to our society only. Okay, the second, law is compulsory. Citizens are not allowed to choose which laws to obey and which to ignore. Okay, that is compulsory. Law is compulsory. It cannot be chosen to obey this law and that law, okay, and which law to ignore here. Okay, because law is backed by a system of coercion and punishment. Okay, if at all someone violates the law, there is a punishable offense for that. There is a punishment also prescribed for that. Okay, law thus requires the existence of a legal system, a set of norms and institutions through which legal rules are created, interpreted and enforced. Okay, third, law has a public quality in that it consists of a codified, published and recognized rules. This is in part achieved by enacting law through a formal and usually public legislative process. Moreover, punishments handed down for law breaking are predictable and can be anticipated, whereas arbitrary arrest or imprisonment has a random and dictatorial character. Okay, so fourth, law is usually recognized as binding on those whom it applies. Even if particular laws may be regarded as unjust or unfair, law is therefore more than simply a set of enforceable commands. It also embodies moral claims, implying the legal rules should be obeyed here. So this is the passage, friends. Actually a quite lengthy passage, so it's followed by two questions. Let us examine the questions here. Okay, with reference to the passage, how law can be distinguished from social rules. Okay, see here, what is law? Actually the question, the passage speaks what is law, okay, and what it needs to be. So on based upon that idea, we need to answer this question here. Law of one country apply to every citizen. Yes, this is correct here. Whereas social rules vary from one society to another. So this part is also correct here. Okay, laws are enforceable upon society, whereas social rules are not enforceable. See friends, in the passage we can say that law is usually recognized as binding on those to whom it applies. On those whom to it applies, okay, not upon the entire society. Hence this can be ignored, friends. Laws are acceptable to political society, whereas social rules are not. No, this is also wrong here. Laws work according to the proper legal system, whereas social rules do not require any system. No, this actually it cannot be denied, friends. Actually the social rules also require a system to be worked here. Okay, but the statement is denying that social rules do not require any system. Okay, this is an extreme statement here, friends. Okay, hence option A is most probable option here. Okay, if a law is proposed by the state, then which of the following condition is necessary to make that law attain legitimacy, my friends? Okay, so a simple question: assent of public, legal standing, universal jurisdiction, just character. At once you glance all these options will look legitimate, my dear friends here. Okay, see here, if a law is proposed by the state, then which of the following condition is necessary? This word is this word caution you need to take, friends, here. Okay, necessary here. Okay, assent of public, it may be necessary and it may not be necessary, because the some laws will be holding good for a certain section of the population, and some laws might not be good for certain section. But if at all a law is proposed, then it needs to be carried out, my dear friends. Hence assent of the public, it can be ignored here. Okay, so legal standing is, yes, legal standing might be there, but see here friends, actually when you see look at the last part of the passage here, law is law is therefore more than simply a set of enforceable commands. Before that, for law is usually recognized as binding on those to whom it applies, even if particular laws may be regarded as unjust or unfair. This word is there here friends. So this option we cannot take into consideration 100% here. Okay, universal jurisdiction, no, actually it applies to the only section of the people here, so this cannot be, this can be turned down. And just character, okay, this is most probable option friends. When you look among the four possible options here, option 4, just character, stands more good than the legal standing here. Hence option 4 is the right answer here friends. Okay, thank you friends, this was it for today. I shall catch you up in the next video. I hope you find this video informative. Kindly do like, comment and subscribe to our Akka IAS Academy channel. It motivates us to bring more quality content friends. All the best for your exam. God bless you all. I shall catch up you in the next video. Thank you.